Hello, YouTubers! How y'all doing? This is Mr. 76 Aspen once again, doing a kind of update, what I'm doing kind of thing, type video. I got a lot more chickens, a lot of junk too. I need to clean some of this stuff up. But some of the things I've been up to. I built this. Go inside. I'm not near done, but a little wood stove I built. I have like an air compressor tank and some sheet metal and stuff. Working on building me a little cabin back here in the back. This is going to be the off-grid cabin. If it has any power, it'll be solar, wind, or something. Right now it's completely off-grid because it has nothing. No running water, nothing. No electricity, no propane, nothing. It's a wood stove. That little wood stove does keep it pretty darn nice and warm in here. Also, I have worked a cistern-like unit, rain catch. Ain't got no gutter yet, so I use vinyl siding. And it just runs the water down in here where there's gravel and a piece of screen to keep leaves and junk out. And then out of that it runs into the barrel. I would have put it a little deeper, but I hit rock. This whole property is nothing but a giant slab of rock, more or less, so I drug down as far as I could and hit rock, and then I built it up with some concrete and whatnot to get it up some. Eventually I'm going to build like a little box to go over top of it so it don't have any issues. Plumbing will run in there and either go to a pitcher pump or it would go to a electric pump. I'm going to eventually put a hot water tank that'll circulate through the wood stove. I have cooked on the wood stove. I had breakfast on it. It was actually really good. Does a good job. Also, I have your simple outhouse. Now, it took me about one day to do this. Pretty much just used what scraps I had left over from the house, more or less. But there's no smell. It has been used. But in a shit hits the fan situation, this may be something that you may be interested in building or needing to build. Just a simple little toggle for the door handle. You know, toilet seat. It's got a 55-gallon metal drum with both ends cut out of it, put into the ground to keep the dirt from falling in. Mainly it was just for that. I know that it'll eventually rot away, but you know, plain Jane simple. Whole reason I did this is, one, if I'm down here, I definitely don't want to walk all the way up to the house. And two, if I'm in a shit hits the fan situation, I do have a septic tank, so I could use buckets of water to flush the toilet, but that don't use no water. It uses no water, nothing. So, you know, when water becomes very valuable and everything, yeah, you could use gray water, but gray water can be used on plants, make plants grow. So, wasting water down a toilet versus watering food. It's been kind of nippy, good cold nights and all that. I don't know if This is a tribute to the efficiency of this mulch being used in your garden bed, but I've still got onions growing. I don't know much about onions. All I know is I put them in there. They've gotten bigger than they've ever grown them before. You know, normally I end up with tiny onions when I'm growing them in dirt, and these things, they just huge. And I got strawberries still growing. Got blackberries over there. I hung a tire swing for whatever reason. I guess it's the kid in me. I got some more fruit trees. Got some plums. I'm trying to get some starters started. I know it's the wrong time of the year, but most of them are doing really good. Let's see, what else have I done? I fenced the lot in over there. I'm not completely done. I've got some more fence wire to put up and stuff, but eventually I'm going to try to get some goats. You know, pretty hardy type animal. Can live on pretty much things that everybody else don't want to eat. And, you know, that kind of situation, you're managing to feed something without having to put too much effort into it. Biggest issue is goats are bad about getting worms, so you gotta I gotta find a natural, or you know, where I don't have to stockpile worm medication. One of my other projects that I'm been working on is this 89 Dodge Dakota. When I got it, it was an automatic V6. Now it's storage, and it's a 5-speed, but that ain't too outrageous, right? It came 5-speed, right? One of the biggest aspects is now 360. Motor's out of a 3/4 ton 86 model van. I went through and rebuilt everything. There's Tiny. He's like one of the smallest chickens you can get. He's a Baney. That's full grown too. He's just itty bitty little fuck. But 360, yada yada yada. Made it to a 5-speed. Had to buy a plate off the internet to get, so because 360 are externally balanced, I had to use a plate to balance the V6 flywheel. Really wasn't that hard. I'm on my second transmission because the first one was too weak and I had to get a stronger transmission. But all in all, I've beat on it and it ain't tore up yet, so it's working. There's another side. There's the other side of the cabin. There's a chicken. There's some more chickens. Got chickens everywhere. Got 14 chickens right now. So I went from 5 maybe a week ago to 14 now. Neighbors moving, gave me all these chickens. They had 11. I sold some. But, yep. A little bit of progress. A little bit of what I'm doing. Garden done real good this year. I used to this bed up here as a test to see how the wood chips was gonna do. During all that drought and everything we had, I didn't even have to water. I think I might have watered the garden maybe 1, maybe 2 times during the drought. That was more my own paranoia than actual needing it. Pretty much it managed to keep itself wet, and the plant's done fine. good, huge tomatoes. Onions done great. Cucumbers done great. Everything done great. But down here's the old house, which I don't think I've ever showed y'all the old house. But the old house is pretty much rotten in most places. So realistically, it ain't worth recycling and using. But I've got it now more as an animal shelter. And the pig. Beat it all, the guy that had the pig wanted like 30-some bucks for him. And I traded him a chicken. I was selling for $10. So, ain't no worries. That's what you call barter right there. Take a chicken, trade it for a pig. Now the chicken was producing eggs, so that's more of an immediate food source, but give about a year, he's still a little one now. Give about a year, he'll be dinner. Yeah. But my ultimate goal is, with this room, I'll probably just leave it as the pig room until I either find a reason to move him. This is mostly just storage. And hopefully y'all can see with the light conditions. But back in this room, I've got to fix some stuff, straighten out some stuff. This room right now is just hay storage, but there's a door that goes out to the area that I'm fencing in. And when I get goats, this room will be the goat room, where they can sleep at night. And if I end up with milking goats, I'll probably turn this little kitchen area that's demolished into maybe a milking room or something with some milker stands or something. This room here, I don't know. I'll figure out something. The house is sturdy enough that I ain't going to worry about it falling in on something, but it's not livable. The house was built a long time ago. Pretty much insulation is almost non-existent. Wiring, I think, was the very first style of wiring that ever was made up. And so, layman's terms, it costs more to fix than it's worth. But right over all this over here, all them berry bushes right there will end up being ate by goats whenever I get them. Whole big field area right here. Eventually I'm going to run the fence all the way over to the other fence area over yonder, so I can give them more room to run. But, you know, that's basically where we're at in the farming, prepping whole set of. Ultimate goal is eventually to be completely off-grid with my own water system built in, producing the majority to all the electricity needs I have, and, you know, just basically growing the majority to all my food on here and everything on my little 2.5 acre area. There's some people that say you can't grow enough food for 2 people on 2.5 acres, but yeah, I guess it all depends on how you're growing it. And it also depends on what you're growing. Like, you know, I can do apple trees, fruit trees, and then it's underneath the trees, plant plants that don't need a lot of sunlight, that I'm getting double the growth in one area. But I have no idea how long this video's run. A lot of work, a lot of time. But I'm happy about my little house. I still got a lot more work to do. Still got to insulate, finish tin in some spots, finish inside plumbing, wiring. For whatever electric that I decide to put in, I probably will go with some simple solar panels, maybe a wind turbine, something just to manage, keep a few batteries charged for this little area down here. Because really about all it's going to need to run is lights, maybe a water pump. That's pretty much it. It ain't like I'm needing a system big enough to run the entire, everything. I ain't running really TVs or anything like that, because shoot, I don't even watch TV. About the only thing I watch is that Revolution show, and I go to my brother's to watch it. I don't have cable or anything here. I have internet. I watch YouTube videos. I enjoy watching YouTube videos because you got a little bit better content than what you do on TV, and you're able to pause it, fast forward, rewind it, whatever you need to do, whenever you need to do it. If you don't like the content, don't watch it. But fall is upon us. Trees are changing. See in the distance. Won't be long till the snow comes. Well, this is Mr. 76 Aspen. Please subscribe, comment, rate. Let me know you're out there. Relaxing on my porch. Well, God bless.